glancing at Zhu Yunzi as if he had something to say. Noticing this, Zhu Yunzi asked, "Ancestor uncle, is there anything else you wish to command of me?" Bai Choren sighed. "How time flies. The unruly little brat from back then has now become a majestic and imposing sect master." Zhu Yunzi replied respectfully, "It is all thanks to Ancestor Uncle's care. If not for Ancestor Uncle's rescue back then, Zhu Yunzi would have long since perished in the demonic sect's encirclement." Bai Choren suddenly stood up and said, "Tomorrow I wish to go down the mountain for a trip." Zhu Yunzi hurriedly said, "Ancestor Uncle, the sect has just been attacked by a thunder beast. The other sects will surely hear of this. If you are not here, I'm afraid I won't be able to handle whatever may happen." Bai Choren immediately reprimanded Zhu Yunzi. "As the sect master of one of the 5 great sects, are you telling me you can't even defeat the sect masters of the other 4? And what about the 4 factions of the demonic sects? Who among them, even their leading old devil, is a match for you?" Hearing this, Zhu Yunzi pondered if that was indeed the case. Bai Choren didn't let him think for long, continuing as he walked, "Even if you can't beat them, I don't believe that you, a sect master, along with a group of integration and soul division stage elders, can't protect a single sect gate." It sounded quite reasonable. Zhu Yunzi's face immediately lit up with joy, and he asked, "But why does Ancestor Uncle suddenly wish to go down the mountain? You haven't left Qingming Mountain for several hundred years, ever since you moved to 7-Star Peak." Bai Choren said hesitantly, "Because I feel I'm about to break through." Zhu Yunzi's expression screamed, "How is that possible?" Bai Choren continued walking, his hands clasped behind his back. "I feel that I will definitely succeed in establishing my foundation this time, but I'm still missing a few ingredients for my supreme grade foundation establishment pills. I need to go down the mountain to find them." The 2 elders were long accustomed to Ancestor Uncle's excuses. They knew he was lying but didn't dare expose him, merely listening in silence. After beating around the bush, Bai Choren directly stretched out his hand for something. "By the way, do you still have any celestial heartgrass? Give it to me as well." "Ancestor Uncle, I was planning to take the celestial heartgrass to the Taoist Alliance auction. Besides, giving it to you might not help you break through to the foundation establishment stage. It would be a bit of a waste," teased by Zhu Yunzi. Bai Choren's veins bulged with anger, and he glared at him sideways. "HMPH, fine, if you won't give it to me. I'll go have a chat with little Lu Yun. And while I'm at it, I'll tell her about how you, Zan Yun, Fu Yun, and Bai Yun spied on her and Qing Yun bathing 300 years ago." As soon as Bai Choren said this, the second elder, Zan Yunzi, immediately stood up, rushed to Zhu Yunzi, and knelt down to plead, "Sect Master, Senior Brother, Ancestor Uncle has protected our Qingming Sword Sect for over 3,000 years. Now he only wants a small spirit herb and you're unwilling to give it to him." Zan Yunzi was now clutching Zhu Yunzi's leg, wailing, "Hey Zan Yunzi, you," the 4th elder, Fu Yunzi, also spoke up, "Exactly. We must know how to respect our teachers and honor the Tao. Ancestor Uncle is our elder. If an elder asks for something as disciples, we should naturally do everything in our power to obtain it. That is true filial piety." Zhu Yunzi looked helplessly at Zan Yunzi and Fu Yunzi. You too." At this moment, the 5th elder, Bai Yunzi, stood up with a serious expression and said, "Sect Master, Senior Brother, 2nd Senior Brother and 4th Senior Brother have a very good point. Besides, you were the one leading the charge back then. If Lu Yun and Qing Yun get angry, I'm afraid you won't live to see tomorrow morning." The thought of Lu Yun and Qing Yun's fury made Zhu Yunzi break out in a cold sweat as he looked at Bai Choren. Bai Choren, however, still looked at him with an indifferent expression. Backed into a corner by the 3, Zhu Yunzi slumped into his chair. The 3 of them stared at Zhu Yunzi with extremely serious expressions. Because if Bai Choren revealed that the 4 of them had spied on Lu Yun and Qing Yun bathing, they would all be dead for sure. Pushed to his limit, Zhu Yunzi's eyes rolled back in his head. "Ancestor Uncle, I am your junior disciple. Of course you can have whatever you want. I will have it sent to 7-Star Peak, or you can come and get it yourself. HMPH, you brat. Trying to fight me? You're still too green." At that moment on the main peak, a loud bang shook the earth. A figure shot into the sky from there. It was Bai Choren. He was smiling triumphantly. "Hee, done. Everything is ready. I can go down the mountain tomorrow. This time I will definitely succeed in establishing my foundation." Bai Choren had now returned to 7-Star Peak. Landing on the ground, he looked at his house and was slightly surprised, for there was someone inside. Bai Choren pushed the door open with a blank expression. Well, I was wondering who it was. Turns out it's an old acquaintance." Bai Choren slapped his forehead and sighed. "Shui Ling, it really is you. What do you want?" Shui Ling looked at Bai Choren expressionlessly. After a moment, Shui Ling finally spoke. "Bai Choren, your time is up." Hearing this familiar phrase, Bai Choren looked at Shui Ling with lifeless eyes, thinking, "What the hell is this?" The 2 stared at each other in silence for a very, very long time. Bai Choren suddenly waved his hand and said, "Why today again? Fine, I get it. You can go back now." After Bai Choren spoke, Shui Ling silently watched him for a long while. "It's been over 3,000 years. Shouldn't you give up by now?" Bai Choren continued to pick his nose with his finger, feigning ignorance. "Give up what? I don't know what you're talking about." Shui Ling could no longer hold back and roared in anger. "After all these years, you still can't break through to the foundation establishment stage. What's the point of cultivating anymore? Just die and come with me to the Ghost Realm already." As you brothers can see, Shui Ling is from the netherworld of the Ghost Realm. He is a subordinate of King Yama, responsible for reaping the souls of the dead, what is known as a soul reaper. Unless Shui Ling himself willed it, mortals could not see soul reapers, not even those who had transcended to become immortals, except for this nearly dead Bai Choren. Although Bai Qiren's strength was unmatched, capable of slaying even a celestial beast from the heavens with a single sword strike, his cultivation was still only at the qi refining stage. An ordinary qi refining cultivator, even if they could live a little longer, could at most live for 300 or 400 years. If they still couldn't refine their qi into essence and break through to the foundation establishment stage within these few hundred years, their physical body would decay, and their soul would be taken by a soul reaper to the netherworld for reincarnation. But Bai Choren was completely different from an ordinary qi refining cultivator. Firstly, Bai Qiren's body was protected by endless true qi, so it would absolutely not decay. Secondly, because Bai Choren possessed a heavenly grade wood spiritual root, his body could fully absorb the medicinal properties of pills. The heaven-defying part was that he could use pills without limit. The so-called immortal longevity pills could extend one's lifespan by 5 years with each pill. But due to the medicinal properties, the user could only take them a few times before they lost their effect. But Bai Choren had no such limitation. Thus he relied on longevity pills to extend his life by another 3,000 years. Moreover, Bai Choren and Shui Ling first met over 2,000 years ago. At that time, Shui Ling had just become a junior soul reaper. His first soul to reap was coincidentally when Bai Qiren's lifespan was about to run out for the first time. At that time, Bai Choren was trapped in the ruins of a true immortal's abode and couldn't refine longevity pills to extend his life. Recalling that moment, Bai Choren was thrilled, having never been to a place with such abundant spiritual energy. This feeling of cultivation was great. This was the feeling of breaking through. But at that moment, Shui Ling from the ghost realm appeared behind Bai Choren just as he felt he was at the critical moment of breaking through to the foundation establishment stage. Shui Ling leaned in and whispered in Bai Qiren's ear, disturbing him, "Bai Choren, your lifespan is up. Come with me." Just like that, Bai Qiren's inspiration for breaking through to the foundation establishment stage was interrupted. Bai Choren angrily turned to look at Shui Ling, his mind filled with the fantasy of establishing his foundation, only to be disturbed by some damn guy who had appeared out of nowhere. So Bai Choren vented all his anger on Shui Ling. And just like that, Bai Choren unleashed his full power and gave Shui Ling a beating he would never forget. That day, Shui Ling was beaten beyond recognition by Bai Choren. The result was that Bai Choren not only escaped the rules of the netherworld and didn't become a ghost, but he also gave Shui Ling a severe beating. Too enraged to let it go, Shui Ling chased Bai Choren for a whole month. It was only after Bai Choren consumed a new batch of longevity pills that Shui Ling returned to the ghost realm, fuming. "Bai Choren, you bastard, I'll definitely drag you back, you just wait." And so they became enemies. For over 2,000 years, whenever Bai Qiren's lifespan was about to end, Shui Ling would come to trouble him. Every time he saw Bai Choren, Shui Ling would repeat the same sentence, "Your time is up." This phrase haunted Bai Choren until a few hundred years ago. That day, Bai Choren was sleeping when he suddenly heard that familiar phrase, "Your time is up." He woke with a start. That day, Shui Ling didn't come alone. He brought all his soul reaper brothers from the ghost realm to capture Bai Choren. Seeing this, Bai Choren exclaimed, "Holy shit!" The ghost realm had dispatched a large number of soul reapers to coordinate with Shui Ling. But the result was the same as before. Of course, they were no match for Bai Choren. From that day on, the ghost realm slowly gave up on the idea of capturing Bai Qiren's soul. Now Shui Ling basically used Bai Qiren's lifespan as an alarm clock. Whenever Bai Qiren's time was almost up, this soul reaper would definitely come to inform him. And the first thing Bai Choren would think of was that it was time to refine a batch of longevity pills. Shui Ling said with his arms crossed, "Bai Choren, your sea of qi is countless times larger than that of an ordinary person. Foundation establishment requires compressing true qi and transforming it into essence. With so much true qi, it's impossible for you to refine a patch of true essence within your body. You might as well just obediently come back with me to the ghost realm. The immortal emperor has also given his word. As long as you're willing to die, he will make you a king in the ghost realm, to rule over the 10 halls of the netherworld." Bai Choren answered flatly, "No, I want to establish my foundation." Shui Ling looked at Bai Choren speechlessly, not wanting to say anything more to this stubborn fellow. He opened a portal to the ghost realm, preparing to leave. Before leaving, he didn't forget to remind Bai Choren, "Same rules as always. If you haven't found a way to extend your life by then, I'll come to reap your soul." Bai Choren had a look on his face that said, "Oh, I'm so scared." Bai Choren sighed and collapsed onto his bed. For 3,000 years, Bai Qiren's goal every year was to establish his foundation. Every year his time was almost up, and every year he had to rely on longevity pills to scrape by. In the past, there were people who had high hopes for him. Some ascended, some failed their tribulations and perished, some died in battles with others, and those who only wanted to harm him and the Kingming sword sect all died at his hands without exception. For 3,000 years, whenever he wanted to find a lover, every time he found a suitable girl, she would end up with another man. What was even more infuriating was that those men were his sworn brothers. He had been single like this for 3,000 years. He refused the positions of sect master and supreme elder of the Kingming sword sect and came alone to the most remote 7-star peak. Living here in seclusion, without a Tao companion, without fame, refining his qi for 3,000 years, all for the sake of successfully establishing his foundation. The thought of having to constantly be on guard against Shui Ling coming to cause trouble after breaking through to the Foundation establishment stage made Bai Choran toss and turn in bed, feeling secretly annoyed. It seemed that this trip down the mountain would also require him to find the medicinal ingredients for refining longevity pills. The mortal realm's ancient continent had 10 nations, and below Qingming Mountain was the Shangxuan Kingdom, one of the 10.